What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. The day after a draw, we're back. The old Juve is back. Draw. No. We drew the game. We will get into that. You know, it's not the most. It's actually not a good result. We needed something more, but there's more to it than just the result. I would say also because we just changed the coach. There's a big topic surrounding Koopmeiners. There's a big topic surrounding other players, the system, etc. that we're gonna discuss during this live show, and then also maybe a quick look ahead towards the derby on Saturday, the last game before the last international, almost the last international break before the World Cup. It is with me today, Norbert and Imran. Camera issues for Imran, so people bear with me. I know a lot of you guys listen to it instead of really watching it, so I don't think it will bother you that much. But how are you guys doing today?
Oh, good. A little tired, but always ready for some Juventus talk. So yeah,
I'm good. Sense of bitterness because of the draw, but this is football. Yeah.
That's correct. That's football. I would agree. Tired as well. So we're gonna, try to not do it quickly, but discuss all the most important topic as soon as possible, and then we won't hold up too many people. Okay, the quote is the quote McKennie are on the thumbnail. I want to leave that as a second topic. The first topic is obviously the game yesterday, 1-1 against Sporting, a game that we needed to win because it leaves us with only 3 points. We're out of it at this moment in time. You know, the fact that Karabakh are up there, Pafos are up there, is not a good sign for us. I know people say, oh, you just win 4, you're in it, but we won 0 so far, and that's the reality. So you cannot just assume we're going to win 4, that we're going to beat all of these teams. You cannot. I think Villarreal assumed that we're going to beat Pafos, and they lost, So we cannot assume things. That's the reality. We needed a win. We deserved the win. We did more than enough to get the win. But at the end of the day, it's like Imran said, it's football. And even though we improved, because I think for the first time this season, I actually saw the team creating chances, the issue of not finishing them is still there. So like my match reaction was like painful because of, we needed to win, and frustrating because, yeah, we had it under control. I saw somebody told me, said, oh, but Sporting had more possession. I think they had like 8% more possession. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But if you watch the game, there was only one team who actually had the chances and etc. And that's the only thing that matters. But we didn't get the 3 points, and that's the only thing that really matters in our situation for now. And then we will get into what it means, the performance. But Norbert, what do you think? 1-1 after another weird Champions League night for us.
Yeah, it was crazy. Those saves of the goalkeeper when Vlahovic headed that ball, that was insane. And Consensao's chance as well. Yeah, I would say we were unlucky. And Sporting didn't create anything. It doesn't matter how much you have the ball. It's about the goals. Last year we had the ball 65% almost against everyone, and we couldn't score or not even like score, creating chances. And now we are creating chances, and I'm really happy about that. But obviously now winning hurts. And it's going to be really hard from here to get through. I think 12 points going to be enough. But we have 3, so 12 is really, really far away at this point. But Spalletti coached the team, on 2 practices or 3 tops?
2.5, I would say.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, I think Friday was the first one, but then they needed to travel to Cremona.
Yeah.
So was that really a training session? Okay, Sunday the day after Missile. Yeah, they went on training, but it was cool down training, so maybe tactical. So 2 maybe, and then Monday 3 tops.
Yeah.
And that's probably pushing it already, in my opinion.
Yeah, so not much of much of Spalletti's hand on this team, but obviously you can already see some parts, and those parts are really nice and really good. And wow, Vlahovic is playing out of his boots. I love to see it personally, but yeah, it's after the girlfriend, and now he's happy again. So it's we can laugh about it, but it truly shows. When he had the breakup, he played really bad, and now he's happy again. For I don't know what is the reason, but he's good again, and mental is really important apparently. So yeah, it's a bummer that we didn't win, but you know what? If this would have been with an old coach like whoever, Tudor, or I would be mad. But since I know it's a new coach and second game, it's okay. But wow, we should have won, and we created a lot of chances, so that's good.
Yeah, Imran, what's your takeaway on the game result?
Yes, I think that result is unfair towards Juventus. We deserve to win, but yeah, you will say that performance or the attitude of the players was good. So they tried to react after conceding, even if like the first 15 minutes were so bad, we didn't enter the game as we should. This has been the case with Allegri, with Motta, with Tudor. When we enter the game, we are not in we are not concentrated, and sometimes we concede some silly chances. And yesterday, the only thing that Sporting did is creating that chance and scoring it. So we reacted, we tried to score the equalizer. We could have done it earlier, but their goalkeeper was top yesterday. Second half, we wasted about 20 minutes, I think. We didn't really attack. We waited until the 70 to see Juventus is taking again the possession and trying to score. It's always those 15 minutes in the half that you are not concentrated. But I think yeah, it was a good game. But I would need to see some continuity for the next games so that I can really judge this team, because don't forget that I remember with Thiago Motta we had the same thing. For the first 3 games, the players are playing, they are running, they are doing the moves, and then after like 5 games, everything is over. So I think we should not be fooled again for I don't know, the tenth time. These players, they need to show us consistency and they need to continue. But overall, yeah, I like the attitude.
Quick follow-up question for you guys and also people in the chat. Like the video, but also put your answer to the next question into the comments. You don't really need to go into detail, but do we have how do I need to put it? Should I say scoring problem or more like finishing problem? Is that a problem that we have right now, or just had period? A lot of chances, few chances, just finishing those chances. Is that an issue, or is that more of a moment, at this moment in time?
I think it's a moment, to be honest. I don't believe in these like we have a finishing issue or la la la. Like it happens, and now we're creating a lot of chances, so we're gonna score a lot more as well. I believe that. So yeah, I don't think we have a finishing issue, especially when, for example, Vlahovic's header, he could have done anything more than that. Like that was a perfect header almost. And yeah, so. Personally, I don't believe we have a finishing issue.
Yeah,
What do you
for me,
think?
yes, there is a finishing issue. Yesterday,
Okay.
I'm looking at the midfielders. Like usually in a team of football, the midfielders are the one with the good shots from distance. Yesterday, I saw Locatelli and Thuram, like they could have killed someone from defense with those shots. To be honest, Oh, yeah, it was really strange shots, but yeah.
Yeah, those.
Then for the attackers, I believe only Vlahovic is a good shooter. A bit Yildiz. So yesterday I didn't like Yildiz in terms of finishing and making the decision. Conceição is far from being a good shooter, so I think there's a lot of work to be done there. Also for David and Openda, which is strange, huh? For Openda, David scored a lot of goals with their previous teams, but I think there's a problem. We need to work on it. Yeah.
Yeah, those two Ram shots were like, if it's one, fine. There were like three of them, and there were. I'm not saying he should have scored all of them. Like, they were not tap-ins but he was not even like close. Like like it wasn't even close to on target. Like, not even on goal, let alone goal. Not even close on target. Like Imran said, I think one of those went literally out of the stadium, and it felt impossible to get it, that high. So he didn't had a good game, by the way. Thuram, actually, I don't think he's having a very, very good season, if I'm being completely honest. On Yildiz, same. I think he's not fit. He's just not fit. It's clearly he's not fit, and I know it's not gonna happen. But for his own sake, I think he should not go on an international break. I know it's not gonna happen. I know these players want to play for their country, but man, I think for his own sake, even he, like, thinking about the World, he will go to the World Cup and he will play. It will happen, He's not gonna get benched or whatever, or he's not gonna be called up. Like, he's one of their best players, But for his own sake, I think he and Thuram, should maybe not go, and just purely work on their fitness and recover, because they don't look fit at all. They don't look fit at all. But that's a different topic, I think, to have a discussion to have. Apologies. Now to the game itself. Like Norbert said, Spalletti comes out and he said, actually, he admitted, like, I didn't have a lot of things, to work on. You saw the clip with Pirin against Cremonese. He asked if he should bring on Atsic. I think the subs yesterday tell you that he is just giving everyone a shot, basically, go and let me see something, because that's the situation he's in right now. Like, there's not a lot of training sessions. There's the international break. He literally needs to use games to see what works, what a player can do in a certain situation. So bring him Miretti for Locatelli, it was, I think, right? It was for Locatelli. And Atsic and all these players. It's just him trying to test certain things out and see how players react. So again, everyone has kind of a clean slate, in my opinion, which is a good situation, because everyone can prove themselves and prove the coach right, wrong, whatever you want to call it. But on the game itself, let's discuss Koopmeiners really quickly. It's the elephant in the room. A couple of things I want to say before I ask you the question. So he's playing as a left center back, basically, or whatever. He's playing as a left center back, basically. So you're in a situation where, okay, he's playing well. Koopmeiners is playing well at this moment in time. However, we didn't pay 60 million euros to play him in that position. I think that must be said. Because people are like, oh, should we always play him there? No. We paid 60 million euros, not for a defender, for a midfielder. That's one. But he's been doing well. Like, he's playing well. Like, I'm not going to take that away. That's one. I think Spalletti is doing that also because Bremer and Kelly are out. But point two, to give him some confidence, and maybe it's working. So I don't have an issue with that. I do have an issue with him saying and repeating himself, I told the club, I told the coach, I'm not this, and this. And what I also don't like is when he was playing, he said that before Spalletti came, but he was saying that pre-games and stuff like that. So he's going into a game with the mindset of, I cannot play this position. I'm going to stink it out. He's going with that mindset in games, basically. I don't like that. I understand that you're not good in a position, but that makes it, and that has probably made it much worse. That's like we all play football at a certain level, and we all play teams. They are so much better than the team you're playing in. It is what it is. And I have people who going into the game saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose already," and they have the most horrible games there is. Even they're better. You go into the game with, "We'll give it a go," But if you already go into a game with, "It's pointless, they're better," you're gonna get smashed. There's you don't have a shot at all. So I don't like that. What I do like is that Koopmeiners is gaining some confidence, but once Kelly and Bremer is back, Koopmeiners is like, buddy, you're gonna need to play midfield because Spalletti is helping you out right now. And against Cremonese, I don't know. Okay, you cannot watch DAZN Italy. I can, and they have a cam on the sidelines, and after like 2-3 days, they put out a type of lock style, whatever it is, on that cam and with commentary. And there was a moment in the game where Spalletti is yelling at Openda, and I'm being nice when I say yelling. He's calling him out, and saying that he's not doing what he needs to be doing, that it's not working what he's asking to do. And then he told Vlahovic, explain Openda what needs to be done, And what needed to be done was that Openda dropped in a little bit, go to the sideline, dropped in so that Koopmeiners could make those runs and, bust forward. And that's post-game when Spalletti said, if I asked Koopmeiners to play a bit more advanced, we would have caused more issues. But today, it is what it is. And that's what he was referring to, for example. So even playing him at the back, in the back of Spalletti's mind, he knows I need way more from you. And the moment Bremer and Kelly are back, I need that in a normal position, and normal, I mean like midfielder. Not saying play the number 10, and we tried that with Motta and it looked horrendous. So I don't know what your take on that is, Norbert, on the Koopmeiners situation, playing center back basically for 2 games.
Yeah. So what you said is really worrying. That I don't think he has a big club mentality in him, and so far he didn't show that he has. And right now he's playing there in that left center back position because of injuries, and also because I don't think Spalletti wanted to just throw the guys in a four-man defense formation. So in this first period, he just wants to keep the 3-man defense, so everyone knows their position or what to do, more or less. And once we're gonna switch to 4-man defense, then Koopmeiners needs to step up and probably play in a 3-man midfield. And then we will see if he has any chance to be a good player for a big team, because he's a good center back, definitely not a 60 million center back. And he needs to step up, and I hope Spalletti, with his knowledge and his experience, can do something with Koopmeiners. And we can only hope at this point, honestly. But I believe we will switch to 4-man defense, and then Koopmeiners will be a midfielder.
What do you think of the Koopmeiners situation, Imran?
Yes, I think that I don't like what he said first, because first of all, you are a professional footballer, and you are not the one who decides where the coach will play you. He decides. The coach has he's the one that needs to decide. You sign the contract, and you make yourself available to the coach, even if he wants to play you in a position that you really don't like, but you must accept it. That's what the contract says. So then, secondly, I believe that if Koopmeiners is telling me today that playing in the midfield or playing up front is not really his position, is not really a position he enjoys to do, then I don't know how he played with Atalanta. I think he played as a midfielder, as an attacking midfielder with Atalanta. So does he want to play as a defender for Juve, or I really don't understand what is going on, because you're a midfielder and Juve paid 60 million.
to have a midfielder, not a defender. If we wanted a defender, we could have signed a defender. Why would you sign Koopmeiners? I hope that he's just saying it out of emotions, but if he really believes that he's a defender, then to be honest, when Kelly is back, I would prefer to see Kelly there because Koopmeiners is a midfielder, he's not a defender. With the qualities that he has, he's not a defender. And I saw that in the game against Cremonese, the way he was positioning himself in the defensive structure. I didn't see really a defender. I saw a midfielder that is trying to do the defender job. He was always keeping like 1 meter between him and the striker. Doesn't want to engage in duels. I believe that he's a midfielder. He's not a defender. He needs to understand that. And when Kelly is back, when Bremer is back, or even Cabal, you will go back to being a midfielder. But the problem is you can't play with Locatelli and Koopmeiners at the same time because today with Koopmeiners he's doing good. Why? Because he's playing at the back and he's able to play those long passes where he dictates the play and he sees the position of every player. The same thing that Locatelli does. He drops at the back and he starts delivering passes. So if there is no way you play with both, you need one of them on the pitch. So I believe that there will be a massive competition between Locatelli and Koopmeiners to see who will start. Yep, that's it.
I mean, I don't think it's an issue because somebody said, "Oh, what are you going to do now with Koopmeiners?" Well, if Kelly and Bremer are back, it resolves itself, right? Like there's no way Spalletti's like going to do, okay, I'm going to bench one of my real defenders because I want to revive Koop. You're not going to do that, nor should it be done, in my opinion. But then the question pops up, okay, what are you going to do with Koopmeiners again? You know, because he definitely has some more, I don't want to say like confidence at this moment in time, but also because he's not being protected because he's playing in a position where I'm not saying you're protecting that position, but he's not in the spotlight anymore. So it takes away a lot of errors he made or whatever you want to call it. Like it's easier on like if you kick out a ball out from the back, nobody really is gonna, you know what I mean? But if you do that on midfield, you're just kicking it away. People are like, what the hell are you doing out there? You know? But he's been playing well. So, I mean, he's been asked to do that right now. He's doing it well. So I cannot really complain about that in my opinion, you know? Otherwise, what are we doing? Anyways, that's the Koopmeiners thing. I think that will resolve itself throughout, you know, the season. We will see where we will play and if he actually will contribute, yes or no. And then, you know, we will go from there. And people keep smashing the like button. Somebody brought up a comment that I wanted to bring up, and it had to do with Cambiaso. Norbert will be back in a second. Apologies, people. We have camera issues today. It is what it is, I guess. Anyways, this comment on Cambiaso, because Cambiaso, same situation as Koopmeiners. After Cremonese said, well, on the right hand side, I play better, and he actually played well against Cremonese. And yesterday we went back to, I don't know, the old days, I guess. You know, I don't think he had a poor game, but not as involved as the Sporting game. Is it normal that he's one player on the right hand side and a completely different player on the left hand side? And when I'm highlighting completely because I need to say completely because the difference is that big. Like it's massive. The difference is massive, you know? So again, on the left, like somebody said, it's Kostic. You know, you're gonna need to make choices, and that's we signed Joao Mario, but like that's more of a club issue rather than a Spalletti. Like Spalletti's looking at it and he's like, you're gonna need to play there on the left, I guess. You know, even though I think everybody knows on the right for some reason, and yes, with his foot, he explained it. I get it, but the impact is so massive that it's actually slightly worrying, in my opinion, that you need to play on the other side to be like to show glimpses of a top player compared to just an okay player. So, what do you do about that, Norbert? With that situation, do you force Kostic in the lineup right now until in January might, I don't know, end up doing something? Or
Yeah, that left and right back position is an issue for a long time now. But honestly, I would force Kostic to start on the left because the difference, as you said, is just so big. If Cambiaso plays on the right compared to the left, that you have to do it. And yeah, I think it's normal that some players can only play on one wing and that's it, or in one side, and the other side is just not. It just doesn't work. The left part of the brain, right part, whatever. I think it's. I think I honestly like which side is the stronger. It's a thing. So. Yeah, Cambiaso's right side is better than the left, and he plays a lot better there. And it's an issue because if Kostic starts, then McKennie or who's his sub? Louis still at the club?
Yeah, no. It's an
So,
odd situation.
Yeah, it is. And then Cabal, I don't know where is he gonna play.
Yeah, forget about Cabal for a moment. Like, just forget about it. Like,
yeah,
you cannot, and I don't want to. It's not disrespectful, but right now you don't need to count on Cabal, and that's just purely because of his fitness level. I'm not even talking about his abilities. So right now, that should not, like, Spalletti should not be thinking. It's like the Klopp thought in the summer. Oh, Cabal is coming back. Well, here we are. So Spalletti should have no intentions of thinking about Cabal. When Cabal is back in training, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then Spalletti can start thinking about maybe doing things. But right now, he needs to go off the idea that Cabal's not even at the club. Just work on the fact that Cabal will be back maybe in January, maybe not. Because I saw Romeo speak today, and he said he's not even running on the pitch at this moment in time. So it's probably not even for the end of the month, maybe December, who knows. So, but Imran, what do you think about Cambiaso on the right and the left? Like, the difference, do you force Kostic into the lineup just because it makes Cambiaso perform on the other side?
Well, I think on Cambiaso, like playing on the left or playing on the right, logically, there is no difference, and there should be no difference because he's a player that played on the right a lot. He played on the left, so there should be no problem for him. Because, like, I will give you some examples. Like, if you take Messi and you put him on the right, on the left, there will be a big problem. There will be a different Messi. If you take Arjen Robben and you put him on the left, there will be a big problem because the movements are not the same, but the quality will still be there. But for Cambiaso, I believe that sometimes he's trying to act as if there is a difference between the right and the left. If you remember yesterday, he missed a pass. Like, Yildiz was close to him in the start of the game. Yildiz was like 2 meters away from him, and he's giving the wrong pass. Like, is that a problem of being on the left or being on the right? I believe it's only about the player. He needs to understand that play on the left, play on the right, it's the same. You need to pay attention. That's it. You need to give more focus in the movement that you does and in the passes that you give. But logically, there should be no problem. The player needs to understand that. And I believe that Spalletti will make him understand that, because today you have a player on the left that is doing way much better than what Cambiaso did. It's Kostic. He's playing really good. Yes, he's not the perfect left wing back that should be at Juventus, but the guy is working hard to fulfill that position. And yesterday, the only shot from distance that was on target, it was the one from Kostic, I believe, at the 83rd minute. So he shows that he's concentrated in his game, not so like Cambiaso. I believe today Kostic deserves to start. Then, of course, you will need to make some changes. You need to rest him because don't forget he's 33 years old, but can't play every 3 days. And I wanted to touch on Joao Mario because Joao Mario he disappeared. Like every time I see him on the pitch, I know that the game is over. Juventus already lost 2-0. Like the game is already over, and that's where Joao Mario plays. So I hope I don't see Joao Mario a lot. And for me, yep, Cambiaso is on the right and Kostic is on the left for now.
For Joe Mario, I think we will see Joe Mario, but I think again, Spalletti is and he literally said it. Like it's not me. He said like I'm going what was already here in place, and I'm gonna make changes. He said, but I'm gonna do it gradually. I'm not gonna come in and be like, okay, 4 at the back, you are on the back. Like it makes sense for him to do that, because also there's no time in training, like we already discussed earlier on. Like you cannot come in 2 training sessions and be like, okay, 4 at the back. You 3 who have always been starters are going to sit out. You guys who have barely played are going to start. Like, it's not going to work. It's just like you're going to completely fail at doing it unless it's preseason. Nobody cares. And you have time to do that. It's not preseason, So he's going to need to figure things out, even when it comes to Joao Mario and etc. Actually, every single player to be honest, because against Torino, he might try something else out yet again, a different type of game against Torino, because I think form goes kind of out of the window. It's always close games. Maybe, not at home usually, but overall it's close games and they barely beat us, but it's close, it's close. So we will see, but I agree with people in the comments. It is big difference. And just for the sake of winning and doing well, I think you should be getting him on the other side. Even if it doesn't really make sense that he's that, I want to say bad, but like compared to the other side, bad. Yeah, you're a professional, but still, I think for the own sake of your club, and the team, your job, I think you need to find a way to get him on the other side. So that's what we discussed. And people keep hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, next topic is the front line. We talked about do we have a scoring problem, and etc. or whatever you want to call it. Against Cremonese, Openda started. Then yesterday, he didn't start. Conceição started. Against Torino, I think Openda will come back into the team. I have a feeling about that. But the question is right now, Segrova came in, and Spalletti talked about saying that the doctors told me he didn't really have a lot of minutes to go. And that is the situation right now. He said, but he's a player who has the ability to move the ball that quickly and be gone with it, that he was kind of, I don't say that. Like, you need to, I cannot translate what he said. Like, literally, I cannot translate it because it's like, I don't think, like, it's a word you cannot even translate to English in Italian. But he's basically saying that he just puts it away really quickly with great ease. A bit maybe like, remember Cuadrado? On a different way, obviously. But Cuadrado just flicked it to the right and he was gone. It was predictable. It wasn't tacky, but it was quick and he was gone. And that's kind of the same thing with Segrova. Did he had a very good game or like a fantastic game? No. I don't think he had a fantastic game when he came on. However, it's like Del Piero said, things look like they might happen. Did they happen yesterday? No. Was I expecting that to happen after playing, I don't know, his first 15 minutes again since, I don't know, ages it feels right now? No, I was not expecting that. So when people came on and said, oh, he's rubbish, and, that I mean, based on 50 minutes, I think those are like crazy takes, that's that. But again, I was looking at Conceição for 75 minutes, and I'll keep saying it, it's not enough. And that has nothing to do with GA or goal, like a goal and assist. I'm not even looking at that when it comes to Conceição. I'm not looking at that. You know, I think the good moment he had when he would put McKennie on the right hand side in the first 8 minutes or something, and Vlahovic had that shot on target, a difficult one. You know, those are things I'm looking at when Cambiaso comes to. I'm like, you have all the ability to do way more on a consistent basis. We paid a lot of money for a player like Conceição, and again, for me, he looks busy and he is busy, but is it really happening anything? Really? Like really? For 90, like every time he plays and he has that one game, and you can see with Conceição, the first 10 minutes off the bench or in the game, you can see the first 10 to 50 minutes, is he going to have a good game, or is just going to be out there and try to do things, but you know it's going to end up in close to nothing, you know? And if you paid a lot of money for him, those are my expectations. When people try to debunk that and said, oh, but Yildiz is not playing well. One, I don't think I've been saying that Yildiz has been playing well lately. He doesn't look fit at all. That's one. And two, we didn't pay over 40 million for Kenan Yildiz. We paid not even 1 million for Kenan Yildiz. Yes, expectations are high for him, but for me, we paid that price tag. I need way more. I'm sorry, I need way more than what he is showing. And I'm not saying Zegrova is going to show me that. I don't know. There's no proof out there. I cannot base that on 50 minutes. If he's going to do that, yes or no. But there's enough proof out there for me to say that I think the more Spalletti coaches this team, the more I will see an Openda, Vlahovic, Yildiz type of solution rather than the one I saw yesterday from the start. Not during the games, from the start. I don't know what you guys think about it, but not even GA from Conceição, because I never really mentioned that. It's just being impactful on a consistent basis for 90 minutes, multiple games in a row. I've not seen that ever since he joined, and for me, it's frustrating because he has every quality to do so. Like ability-wise, he has that. You can see that, the speed, the technique. He has all these things. But for some reason, it's just hot and cold every single time.
Yeah, until he finds this continuity, he should be a sub, because he has a lot of impact as a sub, I feel, or a lot more, because of just his speed and how he just turns. But yeah, we are frustrated with him since the beginning, since we signed him. So yeah, he should not start in my books, but let's see. He's still young, so that's the hope that something will happen. Maybe Spalletti is the right coach to bring it out from him.
How old is he? Does anyone know?
21, 22?
22, I guess.
Is he 22?
Yes, I think so.
Let me see.
'22, yeah.
22.
He's going to be 23 soon, in a month.
How old is he? In a month, so he's 23. He's 23.
Yeah.
Okay, he's 23. Okay. I guess, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what you think about that, Imran. I'm not saying he's a crap player. Like, I'm not saying that, but
yeah,
with the qualities he has and the abilities he has, in my opinion, it's not enough. And even yesterday, people were like, "Oh my God, you're not watching games." I am. Like, I actually rewatch games. Literally, I rewatch today's game from minute 1 to 90. I had time. I did that. I missed nothing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like. He looks busy because he tries to take on people, but 7 out of 10 times he doesn't even really take them on. He just recycles the ball and goes back. It happens a lot of the time. And I'm not saying to go and try to beat your man every single time you touch the ball. I'm not even saying that. Nobody really does that. I watched Yamal play yesterday. He didn't even do that. He just feels, okay, now is the moment to do it. Now is not the moment to do that, do this. But the moment the moment he decides to do it, 8 out of 10 times he beats his guy. With Conceição, it's like 2 out of 10 times. It's, for me, it's not enough. I don't know what you think, Imran, but do you think if Spalletti is more here, he will go for a solution from the start that doesn't include Zigrova or Conceição?
Well, I think about Conceição yesterday was a really bad game. Like even people in the stadium, they watched the game. They gave him a rating of 4.5. It was really a bad game. He's going. He's putting the ball at the back a lot of times instead of attacking. But I believe that there's not only a problem of Conceição. I believe it's a problem of the right side, because on the left with Yildiz you have Thuram that makes the run. We saw even Kelly when he played there, he was making that overlap run, and Cambiaso does it as well. But for Conceição, when he plays on the right, no one is helping. Like Kalulu, it does not his rule. The same goes for McKennie played there yesterday in the midfield. You had Locatelli. The guys are not helping him, but even Conceição was not that good. And the problem is the player that should replace him is Zigrova. But it's really a pity today that Zigrova is not even at 40%. Like yesterday, he played about 25 minutes or 24 minutes. He didn't deliver a good game, even if he never played since the Verona game. So I believe yesterday was really a chance for Zigrova to say, I am here, I'm still a Juve player. But for me, yesterday, he didn't really show the levels of Zigrova. But I can understand he's been injured. He's not at 100%, but I think that Spalletti will look for other solutions, and I think we saw the solution already against Cremonese when he played with. We saw McKennie playing there, and we saw Vlahovic with Openda. So the idea is already there, and I think that Spalletti understands that Conceição on the right with no players helping him, it will be difficult. And as we saw last season, he's not a starter. He's someone that mainly when he's doing a good game, it's from the bench. So I believe that Spalletti understood that, and against Cremonese he tried to find another solution without playing Conceição, and it worked against Cremonese with Openda. That is really not in his game as of today. But I think Spalletti is really working and is trying to find a solution in that right side. Yep.
We will see what will happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's Yildiz, Vlahovic, and Openda against Torino. Final question before a quick, also like 2 questions still before we wrap it up. One is somebody talked about Miretti. We saw him for the first time really this season after that injury. I don't think anyone's expecting him to come on. I don't know how long did he play? 12 minutes maybe. You cannot really take anything out of that performance. Like he played, like we know how Miretti wants to play. He's a guy who wants to play forward, and he did that I think 2-3 times. One on Jonathan David, one on Kostis, like very good passes as well. Like it sets people up to do something. That's the type of player he is. He played in Locatelli's place yesterday. I don't know if that is really what he's going to do long term. I still think he's like a Mezzala kind of player. But he played in Locatelli's position yesterday. Again, 12 minutes or whatever it was. It wasn't very long for him or Atsic to have a real impact, in my opinion, as well. But we saw him back. Does anyone believe that Spalletti is going to use him? Because post-game he said, we know the qualities he has and we know he can help us out with, with his abilities. And on Atsic, he basically said the same thing. We know that he needs to learn, but he has the right mindset, he says. He sees things, and also his foot. Like, he just has good feet, he was saying, Spalletti. Like, he can actually shoot a ball, etc. But on Miretti, do you think he will be used more or will get used by Spalletti in whatever position that might be? I don't think in Locatelli's position, but I don't know. maybe Thuram is not really fit, or I don't know, McKennie or etc.
Yeah. Since I truly believe we're gonna switch formations and we're gonna play with three midfielders, we need every help we can get, and I truly believe that Miretti will show in practice and during games as well that he's a lot better than McKennie, and McKennie will be pushed behind in the squad depth. That's what I'm hoping for, anyways. But yeah, I always liked Miretti, and just like you, I always thought that he's a lot better player, or he has a lot higher ceiling than Fagioli. And yeah, he will play. Spalletti will see that he's a good player, and just like Adzic will play as well somewhere, because Adzic is showing as well that he can play behind the striker, but also he can play as a midfielder. So I believe both of them will play a significant amount of time, and yeah, I just don't want to see McKennie. I'm sorry, I don't want to see him on the field.
Well, McKennie plays also because of defensive duties. I'm not really sure if Miretti is gonna do, like, is he a better football technically than McKennie? Yes, but I mean, a lot of play, like, it's not really a knock on McKennie. He's just not a technical footballer. Like, that's what it is, you know. So you're gonna need to make a choice. I'm gonna take away some defensive stability, or am I going for a player who can make my play look a lot more fluent? Doesn't need 1,000 touches. We'll play forward. You know, we'll try to play the difficult pass, but the high reward pass rather than the sideways pass, knowing you're not really going to gain anything from that. Because post game, Spalletti said, we must improve our ball circulation. Needs to be quicker, and we need to understand the moments where we just need to keep the ball away from certain areas and when we need to accelerate with our passing, you know. And I think that helps if you have players who can do that at any given time, you know, play that ball forward quickly or hold on to the ball. But Imran, what do you think about Miretti? Will he be a player that gets used by Spalletti?
I think that the hyping Miretti reminds me of the talk that was around with Locatelli against Madrid when he entered, and people started saying, "Oh, look at the pass, look at the vision that he had." I believe it's the same case as Miretti today. Consistency is a key in a big club like Juve. You need to show what you did yesterday. You need to show it on a consistent basis. But to answer your question, will he be used? Will Spalletti use him? I believe yes, he will get playtime. Not because we really want to, but like Koopmeiners is a midfielder, and today he wants to play as a defender. Thuram, as we saw in the last, since the start of season, is not at 100%. Locatelli is not consistent, so I think that we will see Miretti a lot, not because we want, but because we don't have those good options in the midfield as of today. And I think that he can add something to this Juventus, but Miretti today is not a kid of 18 of 19 years old. Today he's someone that is asked to give Juventus something. Today, if Miretti is missing the pass or he's missing the control of, it won't be like 2 years ago when he was 19, 18 years old. People were encouraging him, and today it's different. One missed pass and the whole stadium will start whistling at you. So he needs to understand that he's not an 18 years old. Today he's, I believe, 23 years old. He's really entering that maturity era, which he needs to deliver. He needs to be consistent, and he needs to augment his contribution and his level if he wants to stay at Juventus. But he has qualities. But the problem is always with Miretti is the qualities are there, but he can't show them. This is really the big mission for Spalletti.
I agree. I think he's 22, I think, but I do agree. Like, yeah, I think there's not. You're just like, he has played first team football at Genoa, etc. But what I don't agree, like, we cannot, if he gets 50 minutes, then bench 2 games, then another 50 minutes, then it's pointless to really, like, bad or good game. You cannot, like, let's say he gets benched for 2-3 games, then gets 50 minutes, does well. I'm not gonna go overboard. If he gets benched 2 games, comes in for another 50 minutes, plays bad, I'm not gonna go overboard, because how are you gonna, like, you know what I understand? So I think it will also depend on those things. Final question for you guys. Torino, Saturday before the break, absolute must win, like absolutely must win game, because of the importance of the game, but also the standings, the good feel factor, etc. So what are you guys expecting on Saturday?
So so far, what I've seen from this new Juve, it's under Spalletti, we will win and we should win. Torino is not a good team. I don't know. I think it's going to be similar what we've seen so far, and then we're gonna push them off the pitch and we're gonna win 3-1 or something. I'm not sure yet. I need to think about it, but yeah, I'm confident. And Vlahovic will eat someone on the pitch. He will be a monster on that game. Yeah.
What do you think, Imran? Any special remarks? Because Torino have regained some confidence.
We didn't lose to Torino in the last 25 years, so I hope that we don't they don't ruin our.
I think we lost once away from home.
Maybe once, but in the last 25 years it's all Juve. So I hope that we don't. Yes, I hope they don't ruin our weekend. And it's a win. You go, you get the win. You have all the players. You are only 4 points from the first, and there are some big games coming up for Napoli, for Inter. So you need to win these easy games.
We will see on Saturday. It's a different type of game. I hope we're up for it, and yeah, that we pick up the points that we desperately need, for the squad, like morale boost or whatever, and also just the standings right now. Those are important. Anyways, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. So if you haven't liked the video, do that right now. If you're not subscribed, like a lot of people who watch the channel, do subscribe as well. Tomorrow. And Friday, what's tomorrow? Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. And Friday, just dailies. And then Saturday, the preview reaction. And then Sunday, we will be live again. And then, international break. Maybe, depending on the results Saturday, we might just be happy that it's international break. But Norbert, Imran, thanks for joining, as always.
Thank you.
And that's it for me. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.